quick you're operating the offense. How much has that been a point of emphasis in your meeting rooms, in your film study, and your practice habits?
Yeah, I mean, operating fast is always a priority around here. I think, especially going into this season, looking at the weapons we have, for me, it's just distributing the ball quick. Get it into the playmakers' hands, let them make plays, trust what I see, and just, make quick reactions, quick decisions. And so far I feel good about that.
You study it. You were at 2.6 seconds snap to release last year. Do you study it and try to get it down as much as you can? Do you look at that metric at all?
I don't really look too much at that metric because it's so subjective. You run boot plays, you run nakeds, you run rollouts. You sometimes you scramble because you have to. Sometimes it's coverage based. So I don't really get too caught up in that, especially as the type of guy that I am. That every now and then I'm going to try and extend a play. That's going to throw that metric off compared to other guys. So I don't really worry too much about that.
Carson, just from your perspective, do you feel you're operating more quickly in the offense?
I feel good where we're at. I feel like, not just myself, but as an offense, from OTAs to where we're at now, just the receivers are seeing things quicker, tight ends, everybody's just responding, reacting quicker. And so I think we're just going to keep building that. And this week, going against Baltimore, seeing a different defense has definitely helped see where we're at in that.
Carson, Douglas just... How do you feel that Josh has kind of fit in here so far?
McCown? He's great. He's an awesome guy, veteran, obviously. Everyone knows all about him. He's learned a new offense almost every year now. So you just see him kind of quickly picking up things and be a kind of veteran voice in there. And he's an awesome guy. We get along great already, so I'm excited for him to be here.
Carson, if this is in fact like the only time you're facing opposing defense in preseason, how valuable are these practices with the Ravens for you? Like, how much are you getting out of it? What you're getting out of it?
Yeah, they're extremely valuable. I think, anytime you can just kind of switch it up and see another defense, you face your defense from OTAs all throughout training camp, to just mix it up and see the Ravens present some different looks. Obviously, last year they were a very good defense, did some things that made it tough on opposing offenses. So for us, it's really important to get out here and see the looks and kind of, see where we're at.
Carson, Doug was just in here talking about the slow starts last year. When you look back at the games you played, what's fixable, and did you identify any kind of trend that was going on?
Yeah, I remember obviously talking about that a lot last year, and it's one of those things. Nothing specific ever really jumps out. There's little plays here and there, or timing here and there, or expecting one thing, defense presenting another look. Different things like that. And so we just, as players, take ownership of that and just say, hey, we got to start faster, we got to execute early, and I think we'll do that.
Has that been an emphasis this offseason?
Right now it's the off season. We're essentially running plays. You get out to practice, you want to start fast. We start with blitz drills often, team blitz, or different things like that. And you want to start fast, but at the same time you're running plays, and it's different scenarios and situations at practice. So it's hard to really fully get that effect as you would in a game.
Carson, you haven't scrambled, if at all, during training camp. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has that been a conscious decision on your part?
I don't know. It's for one, it's not a conscious decision. It's just, I think it kind of goes back to playing fast and just seeing and making quick decisions, and just going through my reads quicker. Maybe it's being another year in the system and always knowing where my check down is, my hots are, different things like that. And that part of my game is definitely not gone. It's still going to be there. But if I don't need to, why would I get out of the pocket when the O-line's holding up and I can find guys to get the ball to?
As you've told us, you haven't had a typical summer here yet, but 2017 was the only year you were kind of healthy throughout the summers.
Yeah.
Do you feel now like you did then in terms of the way you're playing, in terms of your health?
I feel good. I feel good. That seems like forever ago at this point, and I never want to look back and kind of compare apples to apples. But I think every year in this league, from a mental standpoint, I've just taken a leap. You see the game faster, you're reading and reacting quicker, and I'm just trying to get all the guys that are new here up to speed with the offense that we have. So I do feel good physically. I do feel good mentally, and I like where we're at.
Carson, on your deep balls, sometimes you'll put some air under it, and other times it looks like you'll try to muscle it in from 50 yards away. What is the staff's teaching in terms of how they want you to throw those?
Yeah, I mean, it changes every time. I wish I could say this is how it's going to be every single time, but sometimes it's one high safety, and sometimes you got a guy back there that's a ball hawk, and other times, the guy's squatting and he's low, and so you can let it out there. Sometimes it's too high. Every time it's a different look, so it's easy to sit and dissect that, but at the same time, it's so reactionary that, there's times to put air on it and let a guy run under it. There's times you got to drive it in there, and I think it's also personnel based. Obviously with a guy like Deshaun, you want to give him a chance to run out there. So again, it changes every time.
Carson, are you anticipating, I don't know if it's growing pains, but a period of transition as you kind of adapt to more into pocket style of play with sort of the way that you operated more before?
I don't think so. I definitely don't feel that right now. And at the same time, being more in the pocket, I guess I haven't really thought about it up until you asked the question, Jeff, and it's something that it's just kind of the way it's been going. I feel good just going through my reads, finding a completion, and moving on. And but when I need to make a guy miss in the pocket, when I need to get out and make a play, that's still definitely going to be a big part of my game.
You guys weren't as good in the red zone last year, Carson, as you were the year before. It's been a point of emphasis in the spring and training camp. How much better do you feel right now about?
Yeah, I feel good about it. I think, the pieces that we've added around us, that'll help tremendously down there. I think, getting the running game going down there as well will help, with the new backs that we've added. So I feel really good about where we are as an offense in total. But, I think we've spent a lot of time focusing on red zone, and I think we have a pretty good plan going into the season.
You had your way. Would you play a series or two Thursday night just to get that game rep in?
That's coach's call. It's something that I feel good either way. I feel that especially this week with the Ravens here, as yesterday and now today again, that's just it's really good work. And so whether I'm out there in a live situation or not, I feel that I am ready for week one, and whatever coach decides, I'll be ready for.
What are you getting out of these practices against specifically the Ravens secondary?
They're talented. They're talented. They fly around. And more than anything, it's just another look. Our defense does some different things, but it's all specific to our defense and how these guys come in. And, they do a lot of different things. You got a guy like Earl Thomas back there that is a ball hawk, and he's disguising coverage as good as anybody and kind of flying around. So it just presents another challenge, and for us to just keep doing what we do and just play fast. And it's been really good. Yesterday was really good to see us go up against them.
If these joint practices eventually replace preseason games, you think that'd be a good thing? Do you think they're more valuable?
It's a tough call. It's a tough call. I think these joint practices are big. Obviously, hopefully you can avoid more injuries and those types of things than a preseason game and all of that. But it's just, I don't know. It's really good to get another team in here and to get to go against them a couple days, because it kind of just gets monotonous going against the same defense over and over. So it's good work for us.
These last couple of weeks. You yield? These last couple of weeks, it's not like you're just ticking days off, but there's guys that aren't back yet that you're going to have back, and a lot of it's a little bit wait and see. Is focus as much of a challenge day to day as anything in terms of, everybody's not out there. We're moving towards September 8th or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think that's training camp in general. You got to always keep guys locked in. It gets a bit monotonous at times, and you're going through the motions. Trying to avoid going through the motions, I should say. And obviously, everyone's sore and exhausted, and that's all part of training camp. But that's where you really dig deep and try and motivate each other, and you're doing it together. So you grow a lot as a team through that. And so I don't really worry about the guys that we have because of the leaders that we have in that locker room, and making sure every time we step on that field, we're ready to work.
You've been described before as a gamer. You've played through injury. If the Eagles had shut you down last December, you probably would have kept playing through the fracture in the back. What do you make of the way this team, I guess, is handling you in terms of not letting you play in the preseason, the whole kind of protect the merchandise type of thing? What are your feelings on that? How do you balance that?
I don't really, worry too much about that. At the end of the day, I can only control so much, and coach is making that decision and everybody else upstairs. So again, all I know is I feel good where I'm at. I feel good where I'm at physically and mentally, and where we're at as an offense. So whatever they decide, I'm ready to roll with.
Assuming they don't play you in the preseason, the first time you're going to take a hit since that Dallas game is September 8th. How much of you is thinking about that moment when you're going to take that first hit since the back injury?
Yeah, I'm really not worried about it, to be honest. Every year coming in, it's always going to be that first hit, no matter if it's 3 months off, 6 months off, 10 months, 12 months, it doesn't really matter. That first hit wakes you up real quick, and it's football mode again, so I'm really not too worried about it.
What's your level of comfort with guys? What's your level of comfort with guys like Corey Clement and Matt Collins, who you've played with before but haven't had a chance to work with much?
Yeah, I feel great with them. I think for one thing I love about both those guys is they're very smart. So even if they're not, getting the reps throughout their injury, they're locked in the walkthroughs, they're locked in the meeting room, so they know once they're back out on this field, they plug right in and they're locked in, ready to go. And obviously, having played with both of them in the past, I feel really good about what they bring to this offense.
You talked about some of the nutrition changes a lot and your training tweaks. Now that we're entering late August, do you notice a difference? Do you?
I think so. I do. I just overall I feel better. Obviously, with the injuries in the past, few years, it seems like it's been a while, so it's hard to sometimes compare it completely. But I do feel good. Feel like I have good energy levels, and through camp, I feel like I'm recovering better, and not as sore throughout the days. So I think that just all the things that I've been doing are paying dividends. Thank you, guys.